Ta-da! Okay, I'm going to do a third quarter moon spread using the Rider-Waite right here on my Lazy Susan horoscope. And I actually have the third quarter moon horoscope over Washington, D.C. in the center. Now my family's occupied my space that I kind of had set up so you guys could watch me put the cards out, but unfortunately I'm just gonna have to lay them out, and you gotta trust me, I'm doing it the way I always do. Okay, just that. Okay, so looking at this chart, on the ascendant we have 4 Sagittarius, that's the first house. On the midheaven we have 20 Virgo. 20 Virgo is ruled by Mercury because of Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So starting in the first house, we have 4 Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. So these are natural rulers of each other. Let's see what's in the first house. The World card. Some success, things coming to an end this week in DC. So looking at Sagittarius, the sign Sagittarius, which is on the ascendant, it's the natural ruler of the 9th house. Up here, the 9th house, we have the moon in Leo. The moon in Leo is in square to the sun and Taurus in the 6th house. So the moon in Leo, what do we have up here? We have, oh my gosh, the sun. That's its dominion. The sun card rules the sun. So look at this mutual reception we have here going with each other. The sun in the 9th house, the moon is in Leo, which represents the sun. The 9th house, natural ruler, is Jupiter. Is Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. So since we're looking at the third quarter moon in Leo, the moon is in Leo, which is disposited by the sun in Taurus in the 6th house. In the 6th house of work, we have in daily routine, we have, 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. We're going to get a lot of gaslighting by the day, just like on a daily basis on our daily communications next week with this third quarter moon in DC. Just a lot of garbage. Okay, so the sun in Taurus is in the 6th house. The sun is disposited by Venus. Taurus's rule is right here in the 5th, which is crazy because the sun in Taurus is disposited by its own ruler. Venus is in its sign. So that gives it even more strength there. Whatever's going on between the 6th and the 5th house has a lot of mutual power going on. They strengthen each other. So in the 5th house we have 6 of Wands, celebration. There's going to be celebration going on. I don't know if the Trump's going to be celebrating, because as the President of the United States with an astrological chart regarding the country, he is, the sun symbolizes the president. But he's there in the 6th. His ruler is here in the 5th. So he's kind of cut off with it because Mercury, communication, news, media, and Uranus, sudden upset, upheaval, are separating the sun from his ruler, his defender. So he'll be on the defense a lot, I think, with news and sudden upset with news, things out of left field. And the moon, the mood of the country, is going to really kind of irritate that and take notice. And that is not going to work for Trump. Okay, so we have Venus here in the 5th. Venus in this chart rules the 6th house because it rules Taurus, and it also rules the 11th house up here because Libra is ruled by Venus. What do we have in this 11th house here? We have, the King of Wands. Who's the King of Wands? The could be a co-ruler to the sun. King of Wands. You know, I'm thinking about our judiciary, our the Senate and House committees and their male leaders. I'm thinking about Trump too. So, stick a pin in there. So we were over here in the 11th house because Venus is the natural ruler, rules Libra, which Venus is ruling the 11th house. But there's no planets over here, so there's not a lot of activity. We know that the sun is in Taurus over here in the 6th house. Taurus, ruled by Venus, is the natural ruler of the 2nd house. Ooh, which is Capricorn. Here's that Saturn-Pluto conjunction that is just giving Trump fits with his money and his dynasty and inheritance and his everything he's worked for his whole life and the presidency. So the 2nd house is actually ruled by Saturn, because Saturn rules Capricorn, and we have in the 2nd house money. He's juggling money. We're going to be hearing a lot of news about his money, the restrictions and obstacles to it, and judgments coming down from it. Crazy. So Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. Saturn is there. Pluto, let's talk about Pluto. Pluto is related to Scorpio. Scorpio is up here in the 12th house. Let's see what's here in the 12th house of hidden taboo. So the Queen of Pentacles in the 12th house. Is that some institution or judge or Nancy? No, Nancy tends to be the Queen of Wands. Someone's going to be hidden from Trump that is going to be making decisions about that money. Okay, over here, we know that the moon is in Leo here in the 9th house. The moon is ruled by Cancer. The Cancer is the natural ruler of the 4th house, the lower heaven right here. There's not a lot of activity here. What is in the 4th house? Oh my gosh, the moon. There is going to be so much howling at the moon. Can you believe this? Got the moon in the 4th house. What are the odds of that? Oh, is it going to be an emotionally packed week? Wow. And this, wow, I can't believe it. Okay, looking at this chart here, there's something I want to point out to you. This has 20 degrees Pisces on the lower heavens. So like I said, all the energy is kind of filtered down. Like if let's say your feet were standing right here, this is like all the energies of the world just filtering down on this one spot and bearing down on you. Well, what just crossed the lower heaven here is Neptune, 18 degrees. I would expect some flooding to maybe be in the area, maybe about 100 miles away. I don't know if it's 100 miles to the east or to the west, but it's going to be south. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that too. A lot of flooding about 100 miles away from DC. That's the best I can do right now with the astrometeorology. But in the 3rd house, what do we have here? This is like communications. 3rd house is naturally ruled by Mercury, and Mercury rules Gemini. Trump's a Gemini. So let's look at his 3rd house. We have news. New news. Is this from Rudy going abroad overseas to Ukraine? Is this fake news? More news. More news. The media. But I bet that news feeding this house. Oh, with Neptune, yeah, it is going to be. It's going to be deceit and lies. It's going to be hazy, confusing, foggy, and it's going to make everyone howl. Everyone. So moving up here in the 7th house, we have 4 Gemini. Trump and Bar are Geminis. They still have Mars in the 4th house. In Gemini, which makes them more aggressive, more daring. And with it being in the 7th house of people, so there's going to be a lot of opposition. There's going to be a lot of provocation with others to try to get people angry and arguing. When we say shiny object, what do we have in the 7th house? We have money. They want to get us all mad and fighting with messaging, confusing messaging, so that we do not pay attention to all the money and the handouts and the bribes that we're going to hear about next week. Moving up to the 8th house, on the cusp is 6 Cancer. A lot of emotional stuff, watery stuff. We're going to talk about, here we go, 7 Wands. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of provocation here to try to incite people with fear and anger. And they're going to try to do that and maintain the upper hand. I don't know how that's going to work because this is a quarter moon chart. There's tension between the moon and sun to move off of what happened at the new moon. We're trying to grow to the full moon and realize what we intended there to become. So this is a period of tension. And there is going to be a lot of tension. But honestly, it's not going to work for Donald. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot the 10th house, the most important, the midheaven. King of Cups, Putin. All of this stuff, and I can't believe I even did this in this chart, in this spread. I forgot about Putin because he is at the top of the chart. He is bearing down on everything. This is the director, kind of the highest, most important thing going on, and everyone's going to be talking about everything else. Like, I just forgot about him. Nuts. Okay, again, the midheaven is the highest point in the chart. When the sun rises, it hits its highest point before it starts to set in the day. The midheaven, we are all naturally inclined to get there in our lifetime. This is what keeps drawing us to our highest achievements because we follow the sun, and that's where it's imprinted in our natal chart. Okay, I'm going to put another set of cards around this wheel for the United States. We'll see how that goes because I've never done that before. And for the outer ring, I got this new tarot deck, the Wild Unknown Tarot. My hands were just drawn to it. I've been looking at it tonight. It is so beautiful. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm sorry, I cannot show you how I'm going to lay out the cards because my space is being occupied at the moment with stuff. I'm going to lay these out and then I'll show you what I did, okay? Thanks. Okay, I'm not kidding you. I forgot to turn over the deck. I just turned it over and put it over here on the ascendant. The Devil. Can you freaking believe this? So the Devil is one of the major arcana for Capricorn. Capricorn is right here. Saturn, Pluto. This is what is restricting Donald and his money lately. Here we have money. On top of it, the sun is ruled by Venus, which are pentacles. And the sun in Taurus is the natural ruler of the 2nd house. The Devil represents the sign of Capricorn, which is in the 2nd house. Capricorn is the natural ruler of the 10th house, the highest point. Who's there? Putin. Sorry, Don, you're in the 9th house. Putin is taking center stage. So I'm getting ready to lay out this new deck of cards. And the questions I'm asking, or what I'm saying, is the United States of America, including her territories from coast to coast and our Hawaii and Alaska. Tell me what this 3rd quarter moon is like for the U.S. in contrast or in relation to what's going on in Washington, D.C. Okay, they're all laid out. Like I said, I can't use my space where I usually have. I've been able to do this because it's being occupied. But let's look at the card for the United States. What's this? So what's happening in D.C. is the devil, and what's happening for the United States is the star. Is the United States going to shine again? Is the United States going to shine again this week? Okay, I'm just going to go around in a circle here instead of do it like I did last time, okay? So on the ascendant, first house, we have 4 Sagittarius. Sagittarius, aside from being lucky ruled by Jupiter, it also rules long-distance travel, and it also has to do with law enforcement. So, So we have in the first house, we have the Mother of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. The United States of America is about nurturing, protecting her resources. That is interesting. Okay, in the second house, the natural ruler is Taurus. We have Capricorn on the ascendant, which has to do with Saturn and Pluto. That's the Saturn card. The deals you make with the devil to get ahead. So in the second house we have what? Death? No way. Okay, so death, you know, that is related to Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. And where is Scorpio? In the 12th house here. Queen of Pentacles. Pluto is right next to Saturn. Wow. Donald, your money's dead. Okay, third house. The natural ruler is Gemini. Donald and Barr are Gemini, and they have Mars in their sign, which has been making them overly confident and aggressive. So down here, where I'm expecting a lot of disinformation and just junk news. See, there's news. We have the Mother of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the United States of America and the Rider-Waite. Yeah, she's had enough of this. So in the fourth house, the lower heaven, ruled by the moon, we have the actual moon in this spread. We have the Mother of, what does it say, Swords. Wow, there is a lot of nurturing mother energy. It's like the United States is waking up because the sun sign is in Cancer, which is as nurturing as you get because Cancer represents the fourth house, the mother and child relationship. Here we have the Mother of Swords. Wow, so that's like the Queen of Swords. Is that judge in D.C. who is going to read the unredacted parts of the Mueller report? Oh, and that's what everyone's going to be howling about. Holy. Oh, and the moon is in Leo, and everything's going to be revealed. So all of this revelation is bearing down on the lower heaven right here. That's crazy. Okay, moving on. The fifth house, there's celebration there. Fifth house is usually ruled by the sun, and the moon is in Leo for this quarter moon. We have, oh my gosh, this is 4 wands. This represents the White House. Oh my God. Moving on to the sixth house, where we have the sun at the quarter moon. The natural ruler of the sixth house is Virgo, and the major arcana associated with Virgo is the Hermit. Hi, Putin. You're going down. What do we have in the sixth house? We have justice. Justice in the sixth house, and you know what? Justice is defeating the cusp of the seventh house. The seventh house rules justice. The seventh house, it rules justice because of the sign Libra. Libra, at that new moon last week that shook everything up, we had Libra on the ascendant. Justice is making her rounds. And look at all these lies here in the sixth house from DC, Trump. So moving on, in the seventh house, more money, 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 bribes and everything. I think I was saying that we were going to be getting a lot of news to cover up what the people are going to be finding out about money. So in the seventh house we have Ace of Pentacles. New money. I think we're finding out about that money. Holy cow. Moving on to the eighth house in DC. They think they got the upper hand, but they're embattled. What do we have over here? Daughter of Pentacles. Oh, is this Ivanka? Are we going to find out stuff about Ivanka, we the people of the United States? Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Okay, moving on to the ninth house, where the sun is. The moon in Leo, where we're going to have our most emotions this week in DC about the sun, which is Trump. The ninth house has the Father of Wands, the King of Swords. Hi, Mueller. Are you showing up in DC this week? Or a Schiff, or a Nadler, or a Cummings, or a tax guy. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Wow. And the midheaven, the most dominant thing this week is going to be about Putin bearing down on DC. We have, what do we have? I'm sorry. The Five of Pentacles being left out. Thoughts and prayers, Putin. Moving on to the 11th house. Not a lot of activity, but we have the King of Wands. I wasn't sure who that was. Who is it? It is the Emperor. Yeah, Donnie thinks he's the Emperor. Oh, we got more confirmation there. So, Uranus. Okay, so Aquarius is the natural ruler of the 11th house. Aquarius down here is on the cusp of the 3rd. So the Emperor ruling the 3rd, and the natural ruler is Gemini. And guess who's a Gemini? Trump and Barr. Okay, and then in the 12th house we have oh my gosh, the 9 of Wands. They're on defense and they don't even know it yet about the money. They're done. They're done. Donald and the White House are done. The United States of America is going to shine. Yes. Thanks, guys.